Back in Boston Garden, let's check in with Pat O'Brien right now. Pat?
Thank you, Dick. I'm in the Laker locker room. Michael Cooper, injured. He has a bone contusion right here on his left knee. They carried him off the court, as you saw. He has walked back onto the court. They expect him to play. It's hard to keep Coop out of the game. This is his 323rd consecutive game. Let's go back to you, Dick.
Thank you very much, Pat. And, of course, Coop wants to be out here. Lakers hold their lead and win it. And the Celtics are going with Wedman and Kite. They're two men off the bench to start the period.
Strange things have happened in fourth quarters at the Boston Garden.
And I guess if the Celtics can come back a little bit with those two in the lineup, giving people a good rest, that'll mean something. Wedman is fouled. Wouldn't you think that this is a chance if the Celtics can gain, that could be a boost for them?
With Wedman and Kite in there and rebounding, perhaps giving those fresh legs on the boards, that can help. But somebody's got to hit some shots for the Celtics. And the Lakers, I would think, if they don't push it up right at this Celtic team, fast break, it takes the steam out of you when you keep seeing an aggressive attack offensively.
Here's Cedric Maxwell, who last year was the hero in game number 7, and this year has not been a factor in this championship series because of injury.
I think that was tremendously hurtful for the Celtics. It didn't show in any of the prior series, but it sure showed here.
82-75. Worthy. Kite fighting, gets a rebound. Celtics will try to cut it to 5. Bird, blocked by Worthy. Celtics get back on defense, and here's Byron Scott. What a collision with Scott Wedman. Worthy made a fine play on Bird, and Wedman is called for the foul.
Well, here's Bird trying to make something happen, and Worthy, beautiful block and magic on the fly, trying to push it at him. Celtics stymie him a little bit, but here is new legs, fresh legs, getting out there and making sure Scott doesn't get a layup.
Byron Scott, whose confidence had to be boosted with his shooting in the third period, on the line with 2.
This kid withstood a lot of pressure coming to the Lakers when he's in place of Norm Nixon. And I think he's going to show that he can handle pressure here in this game.
Going to try anyway. 82-75, LA. Bird puts a move on James Worthy. And it's a 5-point Laker lead. Magic Johnson in a crowd loses it. Celtics pushing it up with Ainge, who's fouled. And that's 5 fouls, I think, on Magic Johnson. It is.
Here's Bird putting a super move on James Worthy. Feels the body, uses Worthy to spin off of, uses the left hand. Beautiful play.
Injured with a bruised bone in his left knee. Cooper is back. So is Kareem. And the Celtics are making a run. We are back. James Worthy has scored following a Celtic turnover. And now McHale goes to the line and is pushed. It is a 7-point lead. 84-77. And McHale will go to the line. And Kareem has just picked up his 4th foul. Now for the Lakers, Magic Johnson went to the bench with 5 personal fouls, and a man who was carried off the court by 2 of his teammates, Michael Cooper, has come back in with a bruised bone in his knee, seeing action nonetheless.
Any hope, perhaps, of pushing the ball up quickly at this stage, limited by Magic being out and Cooper maybe hobbling up with the ball with that bad knee.
6-point game, 84-78. Kareem going in strong against Parrish. 21 for Kareem.
He slept all day on the plane yesterday coming east, and he's jumping here with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Amazing for 38-year-older.
McHale gets it inside and is fouled. You know, I asked Kareem, what's it like to be 1 game away from winning a world championship? And he rubbed his palms together. He said, I guess anticipation. Timeout. We'll be back to the Garden with 9:57 remaining. A look at Faneuil Hall Marketplace. You saw how active it was at the top of the day when Brent began the show, and it is very active there. You can say that about the fans here at Boston Garden. It's an 8-point Laker lead with 9:57 remaining in the fourth period. Jim Valvano, coach at North Carolina State, who told us before the game that he has had a whale of a recruiting year with the Wolfpack. Watching the pros today.
Nobody eligible for Jimmy Valvano here, though. Well, Boston has got to come up and really get their best shooter going, which is McHale. But the Lakers will be alert to that. So Danny Ainge, I think, or Bird or Dennis Johnson will have to hit some either intermediate shots or outside shots. The Lakers are going to go more than likely with their half-court game, Kareem.
The sign says Celtic pride, but the Lakers, after 0-8, want to break through, and they can do it here if they hold their lead the rest of this game. Kareem, who has 4 personal fouls and 21 points, doing the job again. Ainge is on Cooper. 10 on the shot clock. Into Kupchak. McHale blocks it from behind. Loose ball. Ainge has it. Celtics will try to cut it to 4. Ainge low to McHale. Bird can't tip it in, and Scott comes down with it. Celtics had an opportunity there inside and couldn't capitalize.
They've missed a ton of easy shots today, the Celtics.
Kareem looking for the pass inside. 7 on the shot clock. Dennis Johnson, the turnover. And it was deflected by Scott. No foul. It's Celtics ball.
If anything shows how tired you could be, that was Dennis Johnson. He ordinarily would have blown right by Byron Scott that time.
Dennis Johnson has McHale for a screen. Uses it. McHale, second chance. 32 for McHale, and the Celtics have it down to 4.
McHale's playing a game that'll put his numbers up here in the rafters.
Kareem wants the ball. And is fouled. Foul is on Parrish, his 4th.
With all the Celtic misses, they have to have plays like this. McHale with those long arms. How many times are you going to say it? But up and in. 32, heading for the rafters.
So is 33 out in the West Coast.
33's number will also be hanging in Springfield.
Here's Kurt Rambis, who has 10 rebounds in the game. He had 9 in Game 5, and he has been a terrific man off the boards. Kupchak goes out. Remember what Larry Bird said, if the Celtics win in Game 6, he says, I hope we don't suffer a letdown in Game 7. It's a good...
Very, very important. That's what happens when you get down into these final games. The emotional swings are dramatic.
And this is a grueling game for the Celtics.